Nobody in the dojo expected the quiet cleaning lady to become the center of attention that day. The black belt champion, known for his speed and skill, casually asked her if she wanted to spar, just for fun. The crowd laughed, thinking it was nothing serious, but her calm smile made everyone pause. She wasn't offended, nor nervous. She simply set down her broom, tied back her hair, and stepped onto the mat. Whispers filled the room. Why would she even agree? She was older, smaller, and didn't look like a fighter at all. But in her eyes was a spark no one could ignore. The champion smirked, confident this would end quickly, while the audience leaned in, sensing something unusual was about to unfold. The bell rang, and the black belt moved forward with playful strikes, clearly not giving his full effort. But to his surprise, she dodged each one with precision, her steps light, balanced, and intentional. Gasps echoed through the dojo. This wasn't luck, she was moving like someone who knew discipline, who had trained before. Still, no one believed she could actually match him. The champion raised his pace, throwing faster punches, but again she slipped past them, countering with subtle movements that forced him to step back. Suddenly, the mood shifted from playful to serious. The crowd's laughter faded into stunned silence. Who was this woman, and why did she move like a master? The black belt tightened his stance, realizing this was no ordinary opponent. The cleaning lady's breathing remained steady, her eyes focused yet kind. She wasn't fighting to win attention, she was fighting with purpose. Every strike she deflected showed wisdom, every step revealed years of hidden discipline. The crowd started whispering rumors, maybe she was once a fighter, maybe she trained in secret. The champion, however, was done underestimating her. He launched a strong roundhouse kick, one that had dropped many skilled opponents. But to everyone's shock, she caught his leg, gently twisted, and sent him stumbling back. The room erupted in disbelief. Respect began to replace curiosity, sweat dripped from the champion's face as he realized he was in real danger of losing, not just the spar, but his pride. The cleaning lady, however, showed no arrogance. She didn't attack recklessly, she defended, redirected, and waited. Her patience was unnerving. The crowd began cheering for her, clapping with each movement. The champion felt pressure. How could a woman who spent her days cleaning floors suddenly command the entire room? He struck harder, faster, desperate to prove himself. But each time, she responded with calm precision, leaving him chasing shadows. It was no longer about winning, it was about understanding the mystery of who she truly was. Then, for the first time, she attacked. A swift, calculated strike that stopped just an inch from his chest. The champion froze. She could have landed it clean, but she chose restraint. The silence in the dojo was so heavy, it felt like time itself had paused. Everyone understood what had just happened. She wasn't just matching him, she was surpassing him. Slowly, she lowered her hand, bowed respectfully, and stepped back. The champion's face flushed with humility. He realized she had spared his pride while still teaching him a lesson. The audience stood in awe, clapping louder than ever before. After the spar, the dojo master stepped forward, his eyes wide with recognition. He revealed the truth: the cleaning lady had once been a martial arts prodigy, trained under great masters but forced to leave the spotlight due to personal hardships. She had chosen a humble life, but her skills never faded. The crowd was stunned into silence, their respect deepening with every word. The champion bowed deeply, acknowledging her superiority. And for the first time, the cleaning lady spoke. Her words were simple but powerful: strength means nothing without humility. The lesson hit harder than any punch could. The story spread beyond the dojo, inspiring countless people who heard it. A humble cleaning lady had not only matched but outshone a black belt, proving that greatness can hide in the most unexpected places. The champion himself began training under her guidance, seeking wisdom rather than just power. And the dojo learned a lesson they would never forget: respect must be given to everyone, no matter how they appear on the surface. She returned to her duties quietly, broom in hand, but from that day forward, no one saw her the same way again. She was no longer just the cleaning lady, she was the quiet master who left everyone speechless. Weeks later, the dojo felt different. The champion who once carried himself with pride now trained with deeper humility, often sparring side by side with the woman he once underestimated. Students who had laughed at her before now bowed respectfully every time she entered, not because of her hidden past, but because of the calm dignity she carried. She never boasted, never reminded anyone of what happened that day. Instead, she quietly encouraged discipline, respect, and patience. The young fighters began to realize that true mastery wasn't about flashy moves or overpowering strength, it was about self-control and wisdom. Word of her skill continued to spread, and people from outside the dojo came just to watch her teach. Yet, when asked why she chose to remain as a cleaning lady, her answer was always the same: a title doesn't define who I am. My heart does. Her humility struck deeper than any victory ever could. The once simple dojo was now filled with a new spirit of respect, and her quiet presence had transformed the place forever. As the months passed, her influence reached far beyond the walls of the dojo. Parents who once brought their children for martial arts lessons began asking her for advice, not about fighting, but about life. She became a quiet mentor, teaching lessons of patience, respect, and resilience through simple words and actions. The black belt champion, once known for his arrogance, now spoke of her with reverence, crediting his growth to her guidance. Still, she never sought the spotlight. One evening, during a community gathering, someone asked her why she chose to remain in the shadows when she could have been celebrated as a master. She simply smiled and said, "True strength is not seen, it is felt." The audience fell silent, moved by the weight of her words. In that moment, they realized she wasn't just a fighter, nor just a cleaning lady, she was a living example of grace, humility, and hidden greatness. And though her story had begun with doubt and laughter, it now lived on as a legend, inspiring all who heard it to look beyond appearances and recognize the unseen power within others. Years later, the dojo had grown into a place known not just for training fighters, but for shaping character. At its heart was still the humble woman who once shocked everyone on the mats. She never changed her simple routine, sweeping floors, tidying equipment, greeting each student with kindness, but her presence became the quiet foundation of the dojo's spirit. Many of her former students had grown into instructors themselves, carrying forward the lessons she had instilled. The black belt who once challenged her now taught young fighters with patience he never had before, always reminding them of the day a cleaning lady showed him the true meaning of strength. Whenever visitors asked to meet the legendary master, she would only smile and say, "You already have, because the true master is the lesson you carry in your heart." For the students, that was enough. Her story was no longer just about one sparring match, it had become a symbol of humility, respect, and hidden greatness. And though she never sought recognition, she became unforgettable, a silent guardian of wisdom whose influence would echo for generations to come.